All right. Episode two, one, two, two, one, two, two of the HyperSpeed podcast. It's been months and I still don't know how to do an intro.
Nice
Uh,
one.
Thanks. Appreciate it. But we got two people here. Not three this time. We got two. I can count, believe it or not. We got the new head coach of HyperSpeed, Golden? Yeah, Golden. And we got
Caldwell.
That's not me. No, it's not me. I am not coaching. We go 0 and 400 because I just call Rush B every round. But we got Luna 1, new head coach. And then we got the IGL, the captain, still of Hyperspeed, Kross Unity.
It's your
How are y'all
boy.
two? How are y'all two? How's life?
Good, I'm good.
It's chill, living the dream.
Fair
We
enough.
here, we playing Valorant
Mm-hmm.
We do.
and Fall Guys, especially
Yeah.
Fall Guys.
we do. We do tend to play two of those games. One of them more than the other. Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
Hey, if they make a quick change for event one to go from Valorant to Fall Guys, we're gonna be ready to go.
True.
All right, let's get this podcast underway before I start yapping too much. And I want to start with kind of the question, at least on my mind, and probably on a lot of people's mind, at least looking at it. Why are you back? Why are you at hyperspeed again? Solid question. But
Who?
why? To you both. Why are you both at hyperspeed? Why? We'll start with the player, and then we'll go to the you coach. It's weird. It's a weird feeling after being a year of player. But we'll start with Kross Unity. Why did you choose to come back here?
I got a $50,000 contract. I'm kidding.
Yeah, let's go. We got gambling money.
Um, I mean, I always really enjoyed my time on Hyperspeed Paladins, and that was my first time on Hyperspeed. And since day one, like it's been a very enjoyable experience with the org and everyone here. And I feel like I felt at home right away when I joined, which is kind of like a tough thing to experience nowadays in the GC scene, I feel like. Um, so that was like the biggest reason. Also, when Luna One offered to be the coach for the team, I felt like I had like a really good amount of synergy with Luna back when we worked together as players. And so the fact that I would be coached under Luna was something that excited me as well. So like those are the two big things that made me stay with Hyperspeed.
Yeah, yeah. The PayPal will hit your account after, by the way. Uh,
Thank you.
yeah, for sure. Um, I just want to say before I go to Luna, before I ask Luna the exact same question, I am very glad that you decided to stay. I told Luna as soon as I knew Luna was going to be the coach, and we'll talk about that in a moment. I was like, if we get the opportunity to have Kross back as the IGL, I want to take that opportunity. Um, it's worked out it worked out for Paladins. We were right there. Don't want to remind myself of that, but we're going to have to speak about it a little bit. But we were right there, and I feel like we got some unfinished business, and I'm glad to have you back. We go from
Thank you.
player to coach, which is still weird for me because you've been at Hyperspeed for over a year as a player, but now you're coach. And I feel like I've asked you this question at least 7,000 times, maybe
It's like
6,000.
6 or 7.
Okay, so I made the joke and then you made, okay, whatever. Why coach? Why start your coaching career here?
Well, I think the reason, first off, to like be a coach in the first place is I feel like I have a very good mind for the game and an understanding of like uh player tendencies and that sort of thing. However, just a lack of execution at times, as well as a unstable internet. And so that, along with other factors of like time and effort and that sort of stuff, was the reason I retired. And I'd always wanted to coach, but I just, I felt like people don't want to give opportunities to players to coach. Um, and when I saw the opportunity to, rebuild, and we were talking about it, and we were like, well, we could rebuild as a core of two. I knew it was my time to kind of step back. I've been doing this since 2024, um, competing in GC, and I've been very close to making main event multiple times now, but just shy repeatedly. And I've had a lot of good opportunities, and I think I have good enough experience to where I feel confident I can guide players to improve. And that's the main reason I'm here, right? Like
Yeah.
I believe in Mindy, Kross Unity. As a player, as an IGL, I think they're amazing, and I believe that they want to improve, and I know I can help with that. And um, I've always felt at home at HyperSpeed. I mean, this is an amazing org, and so when I got the offer to coach one of my favorite players under my favorite org, I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Fair enough. The PayPal will also hit your account. Um, but I don't know if I've told you this, but back when you were at YDZ Black and we were kind of talking after your hyperspeed white thing, and I was like, you'd kind of like hinted towards the idea that this might be your last year, you might retire, and I was like, if Luna One retires, I am going to do everything in my power to get Luna One to coach. Because you got a great mind for the game. I know you're a great player, but again, you've got a great mind. You know how this stuff works, and I was like, I feel like that is just kind of something that should happen. If you're not going to play, which is obviously best case scenario, the second best case scenario is you come coach, and then you came to me with like, hey, what if I coach? And I was like, I didn't want to be like fireworks and going off about it, but my mind was like, yes, I don't have to ask the question. It got asked for me. Um, so I was like really excited that you came up. And obviously, I'd love to have you play on the org, but if you're not going to play, coaching's the next best thing. And I'm really excited to have both of you. Now that we got the hyperspeed propaganda out of the way, or at least the org propaganda, um, let's talk about the team. Let's talk about this new project. And I'm going to go back to the IGL Kross Unity. You've started this team as yourself and Luna, obviously, but player-wise, it's just you. We've built this team to 5 now. We've announced it. We've done all this stuff. What excites you about this project?
I mean, there's lots of things that I'm excited about. First of all, I'm excited to start another year of competing. I joke about it every year. I'm gonna retire, but there's something in me that just keeps wanting to play. So I'm excited for this year's GC. So there's that. Um, as for the team itself, I'm very excited to have the players we have right now, mostly because in a sense, it's like having a new family and establishing these relationships with these new people and new players is something that I actually really look forward to in a team setting. Yes, like I want to win, I want to compete and all that good stuff, but at the same time, the reason why I compete is because I kind of seek very deep relationships between my teammates and I, and it feels like even though we've only been together for a short amount of time, I already feel a sense of like connection with them, and it's only going to get like stronger as we continue to play together. So that'll be the next thing I'm excited about. Obviously, I'm excited to have Luna coach us, like I mentioned before.
Mhm.
And I feel like we have a lot of potential, untapped right now, but will be tapped into very soon. So look forward to that.
Man, you can do this advertising thing way better than I can. You want to take over the org or like?
Yeah,
We
I'm good
go.
at speaking. I'm good at public speaking. I got you.
It's fair enough. You want to talk for the org? I mean, I'm not good at this, but we go to Luna, and Luna, you're the eyes of everything at this point. It's your first time not playing. Your first time in that coach slot. As the coach, as the person who's not necessarily calling the shots because that's Kross's job, but kind of. I don't know the other word for it, but you know what I mean. What excites you about this, about the Golden Project?
Uh, I think it's the first time where I've kind of gotten to take a step back and just watch everything happen. And obviously, building this roster with Mindy, we I think set out with a very similar mindset of we want players who we feel like want it as bad as we do, uh, and just kind of want to improve, not necessarily just a win in the short term or win like, okay, we're gonna make main event. I think the end goal, at least in my mind, and I feel like probably in Mindy's mind too, um, is to build a team that is genuinely the top of the top. I want to build players and I want to build a team. I don't want to just make an event or win something. I want to improve. I want to make these players great. And I am very excited about this roster because I feel like these players want it as bad as we do. And I think they have the potential to get there.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get to talk to those players and hear what they have to say about being excited about this upcoming project, this new venture for the org, for the players, for the team. It's kind of a whole different thing that we're all doing, and yet it's the same, kind of, in my mind. Um, Same goal, different style that we're doing it in. And then I wanted to talk kind of referring to the last Game Changers, which I think both of you watched a little bit. I know Luna watched it and talked about it and talked my ear off about. I'm kidding. Um, but with Blue Otter going to the grand finals and kickoff, and it was kind of already hinted at with the Wadada stuff, and I kind of talked about it in the last podcast, but I feel like it kind of set in stone now, and I wanted to get y'all's take on it. The teams and the orgs like us with fewer resources, assuming Blue Water, obviously nothing's public, but I'm going to assume that they're a quote unquote free agent team or a very low salary team. Does this, like, is the door kind of more open than it has been now? Is the door kind of swinging open, like, hey, maybe Shopify is still the top of the top, but maybe we can go make a run to top three, top four. And I'm not saying that this team is going to aim. Well, obviously we want to aim for the top, but like expectations wise, it doesn't have to be up there. But the kind of the thought in the back of the mind, that like maybe we can go farther than we have because the door is more open.
I mean, yeah, I think every year the skill level,
Skill gap, I
the
think.
skill ceiling, whatever,
Yeah.
like improves, right? So like every year we see better Valorant, and we see better players, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, for sure, I want to maintain and grow every year. So I feel like, at least for us, right? Like I feel like we definitely have a chance to be up there with like some of the bigger names, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's my opinion.
Luna, any thoughts, comments, concerns, questions?
I definitely think it's a little skewed. Obviously, it's kickoff, right?
Yeah.
Shopify in it. There's a lot of teams that didn't necessarily get to play because they were waitlisted.
Mm-hmm.
That I think would have made it pretty far.
Yeah.
And I also think there's a lot of inconsistent gameplay, especially with the comps. Like a lot of these people are playing comps that I don't feel like they know how to play. and a lot of teams fell through, right? But I do
Yeah.
think now more than ever is the chance for these new players and these new like talent that maybe haven't gotten an opportunity yet, haven't like been salaried, haven't been in main event to kind of make that run, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, look at as much as I don't like to glaze elf on a shelf. Look at Evictix, you know, top six, took a map off 100 Thieves. Um, Blue Otter got second place, beat Wanada. FlyQuest picking up some players who I don't think have necessarily had the most opportunities in the scene yet. Shout out my goat Edith. Um, so I definitely think there is a door kind of it's not fully open, but there's definitely a crack, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. I got you. And yeah, I'd agree. I think the door is more opening. It's not fully open yet, but it's opening. It's there. The idea is there. It's no longer just okay, who's playing for top four and then just kind of bowing out of the tournament at that point. There's at least an argument to be made that like, hey, one of these teams who previously wouldn't even be thought about, it can go make a run and can hit back, can punch back, punch above their weight even. Um, keep this fairly short, but I did want to ask the final question, and we're going to keep this podcast fairly short so we can just kind of all go to sleep eventually today. I want to ask one last question. The jerseys. How is it having hyperspeed jerseys? And
Oh, it's great.
how is it knowing that that you two are the first people to own any hyperspeed jersey besides myself? Because I've got every single one, obviously, because, it's my org. I'm going to do it. But y'all two got jerseys. And if we start selling them here soon, y'all want to make a pitch for people to buy them, or?
Buy the
Mm.
hyperspeed jersey. It's really comfortable. I have mine on right now.
Oh,
It's really soft and it fits well too.
even better. That's a satisfied customer. I don't know. I'm not good at sales pitch. I would say I'm wearing my
Buy the
hyperspeed
hyperspeed
ones.
jersey and you will win your ranked games.
True. There you
That's a
go.
good way to market it.
Perfect.
I
Don't
mean,
come to me if
I
you
feel
lose your rank
like
games, though.
first of all, not many orgs have jerseys for their players, so like that should already be like a big W for us, right?
Hmm.
So there's that. And then the design on the jersey is actually like so nice to look at. I
Hmm.
really like the design of the jerseys, and I'm not a jersey person, period. Right, so
Yeah.
that's a big W for me. And like Luna said, like the quality is really good. They're comfortable, and I feel like they are actually like esports friendly, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
I've
Yeah.
worn another jersey before, and it's just so uncomfortable to play in. So having like a
Hmm.
breathable jersey is actually really nice.
That was one of the
So
big. That was one of the big things I was looking at when just making sure that the breathable. It's nice, and if we
it's
do
great.
start selling them, or if we see them at a LAN this year, if a LAN
A
happens,
Fall Guys land.
probably
Can I be
not
coach
that
for the
one.
Fall Guys tournament?
You know what? We're gonna all run it. We're gonna build two teams for the Fall Guys LAN. Let's get it. Um, but yeah, thank y'all for coming on. I know y'all both. I asked you all both to do this, and then gave you $50,000 in your PayPal account to do this.
Thank you.
Um, if that check bounces, I'm gonna leave the country, so don't ask me.
Oh,
Uh, all seriousness note, thank y'all for coming on. And a big thank you for sticking around. I think I've said it before, and I'll kind of just end this podcast with this. If it wasn't for y'all two just kind of sticking around saying, hey, we want to take another crack at this, hyperspeed probably isn't a thing anymore. It's probably just a dead Twitter account. Um, and I don't want that to happen yet. I like this org, but at the same time, I without y'all, I didn't want to go and fully rebuild a new team for the 10 millionth time. So y'all
felt
kept
that.
this org going, and I get to keep having fun doing this stupid thing that loses me a lot of money, but I love it so much. Um, and I get to keep watching y'all compete, which is honestly an honor. It's a lot of fun, and I wouldn't trade the world for it. So thank you. I'm gonna sign off the podcast. I don't know what to say here. I can't do an intro and I can't do an outro.
Buy that has
Follow
HyperSpeed jersey, guys.
that too if you
Almost
think
bald.
so. That's not true. Follow HyperSpeed GG. I I don't know. I
X.
guess I'm bald. I guess I'm bald now. All right, I'm ending the podcast with that.